I've never been arrested.
You had a close call, a brush, or maybe seen a crime that you could have stopped and yet you did nothing?
Boy.
Phil Collins sings a song about you.
I'm trying to think.
Pat, you know some nutty people. I'm sure
I
you know
do,
some nutty-
and
Your
yeah.
buddy with the warrants, the outlaw.
Yeah, there was a guy that I knew. I think I told the story about the guy puking on the Girls Gone Wild cameras in the Dave Wade episode.
Yeah.
The same guy, he was notorious for getting hit for petty crimes. You know, having a dime bag, you know, running red lights, all this sort of stuff, driving on a suspended license. But they would accrue. Also, he wouldn't show up for his court dates or pay his tickets. So he would get bench warrants in the mail. And he was like so low level that they wouldn't have a bounty hunter going off against them because he, you know.
So he's like a guy they would nab by giving him free Iron Bowl tickets.
Exactly. If they would be like, all right, free boat raffle, you got to show up, you know, he'd be like, oh, yeah.
And then you walk into the room and they're playing Crazy Train and then they put you in cuffs.
Yeah. So anyway, this guy, he was this guy that used to go to strip clubs a lot. Big surprise. And he used to lay tile and carpet for a living. Another big surprise. No offense to anybody that lays tile and carpet, but, you know, that guy has to do that. He would empty his check out and just go to a strip club and just like throw money around like it was water because he was still like not in on the work. He was still a mark for that sort of thing. And my friend who went with him told me that he used to do this thing where he would bring copies of his bench warrants to the strip club, and he would you know how it's a 3-fold piece of paper, like anything that you get sent to you from anywhere.
Right.
He would fold it up where it would just say bench warrant for your arrest, but not necessarily have what was on there. And he would turn it around so it just said bench warrant. And he would go up to, like, the stripper would come over to talk to him and hustle him because he was a total mark. And he would just pull this out and just like, y'all check it out, girl. I'm an outlaw. Girls like a bad boy, don't they? You know?
I kind of like that guy.
I'm kind of surprised it didn't work,
My friend also told me that at one point he just like had a big wad of $100 of $1 bills, 100 of them, and he just walked up to the stage and just threw them on the stage when nobody was on the stage.
Wow.
He just walked up, was like, nah, and he just like threw it on the stage and just like walked away. And the money was just apparently sitting there unclaimed. Just like it just sat there for a minute because I guess I don't know what goes on, but like, you know,
transitioning,
That'd be
I
so
guess.
cool if they had a Zamboni that would come out and suck all the money out.
Yeah. The big vacuum cleaner from Teletubbies comes out and sucks it all up.
It's just it's playing girls.
Yeah.
And then the guy who sings that song is the one driving it. Yeah, Vince Neil, single tear.
This guy also he went on. He got addicted to drugs of some variety. Maybe Freon. I don't know. And he started living at this place called the Colonial Motel. The Colonial Motel. You've heard of the hourly rates motels?
Yeah.
This Colonial Motel, I think, might be the first place in history to have quarter hourly rates.
Whoa!
Wow.
15 minutes.
Quarter hourly rates. That's how it was next to a Burger King, and it was like the scuzziest Burger King ever because it was next to the Colonial Hotel.
Well, Burger King has really gone down.
Yeah, so he got on this big binge on something. I don't know what, because we didn't hear from him for like 6 months, and he got really drunk, and somebody had like a makeshift prison tattoo machine made out of. You know, a Bic pen and
ballpoint pins.
Ballpoint pen. Yeah, exactly. And he just started tattooing his legs.
Like Ozzy Osbourne did in prison.
Yeah, and he was completely in a stupor. So he tattooed, and it was all from the perspective of him. So when he stood up, everything was upside down.
Yeah.
So he just like he drew his son's name.
Okay.
His birthday, not his son's birthday, his birthday. Okay. A big squiggle and Melbourne till I die.
Awesome.
Which is the town I'm from, but he misspelled Melbourne. Instead of MELBOURNE, it was MELBREN.
Melbourne. That's
Put
closer.
Melbourne Public Schools on it.
That's closer to the Australian pronunciation
Yeah.
of Melbourne.
My favorite is the squiggle, though, because that's the point where it's just doodling.
But it wasn't even a face. It wasn't even like any sort of shape.
Yeah, it was just
any
doodling.
sort of form. Nothing. It was just a squiggle. So I think that was the image. If you could get as close as you could to the platonic form of stupid, that's what it looks like. I thought
it was the Melbourne till I die, and that was the other leg.
Melbourne.
It looked like when what it looked like when Charlie Brown would get pissed off and there was that squiggle over his head.
Oh, you mean like a Nautilus shell?
Like like when he had that squiggle over his head when he got mad. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah,
That's gonna hurt.
yeah.
Why his birthday?
I don't know. I think those were all the things he remembered in his stupor. He remembered his son's name, his birthday, where he was from, not spelled correctly, but he had an allegiance to it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the squiggle was.
Maybe he wanted to do Charlie Brown, but he can only remember that thing over his head.
Or like he started something out, realized he fucked it up, and was like, "Yeah, well, just make a squiggle."
There was another guy. There was another guy that I knew. There was another guy that I knew who he was a big fan of PCP. I went to high school with him. Huge PCP nut. Which I've never met a PCP nut before.
No,
Where would you even find PCP?
I try not to.
They also don't live that long.
I don't know. Like I don't run in bad company, so maybe I wouldn't. Maybe more people know.
Because you're not Paul Rogers.
Maybe if you go to a bad company concert, you'll see people, wet on PCP or something like that. So this guy,
A bunch of old, like 80-year-olds.
I'm tripping my balls.
Yeah, man, I'm a shooting star. That's what I am.
maybe that's why they like Bad Company, because they like these skullet, sleeveless T-shirt wearing good brothers are just like, I went to go see Bad Company at the county fair, and Paul Rogers' eyeballs just started squirting blood.
They're just beating the shit out of each other with canes. Here come the jesters! 1, 2, 3!
So anyway, but I don't roll with a crew that's like, so maybe that's more prolific.
Okay, for the record, you're not in neither Bad Company nor Crew.
No crew.
Shit in metal bands.
Anyway, so this guy that I knew used to be a big PCP guy.
Yeah.
And one time he got high on PCP and he decided to go for a nice drive.
Perfect. The street is a running river of blood.
I need to get in my ferry and drive across to Hades. I'm so hot right now. But he was like, apparently this is what happened. He was buck naked. Because apparently you get so hot when you're on PCP that you just shed all your clothes. So he's naked, he's driving, and he's sweating profusely. I don't know how he decided to drive. I don't know where that came into his mindset. So he's driving, the cops pull him over, and he gets out of the car, busts out like the Tasmanian devil, and apparently he just yelled, "Your head's a strawberry!" And then just starts fighting the cops. And they had to taser him. I don't know why he did. I don't know where "your head's a strawberry" came from.
Well, why does
he got arrested?
A strawberry want to make him want to fight?
I don't know. If I saw a big strawberry.
But if you saw a strawberry-headed man, you'd think like the fruit was rebelling or some shit.
I would try to eat his face before I punched him.
Well, you need some whipped cream with it, maybe some shortcake or something. If you really want to have a good meal out of it.
Yeah, I know, but it was one of those things and he pretty much got off scot-free because he was like 18. They were like, what just happened?